Yo, what's going on, KicksArt? I'm here with the sneaker art drawing of the Red October Yeezy 2s. And it's funny, I woke up, I'm scrolling through the comments that I got from yesterday's video, and I noticed I'm okay, so people want me to do some Red Octobers. So I'm like, alright, cool, I'll do the Red Octobers after I get home from school. After I get home from school and I start to get into these, I'm like, oh man, I gotta do the Red Octobers. And easily by far the hardest part about this shoe is that side paneling with all the little triangles it has. And at this point, I don't want to spend too much time going into like practicing the different methods I'm going to use, so I just go right into it, right? I start filming after I get the stencil ready, I'm good to go. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is just get a basic red layer going all the way around, and then from there I'm going to start to add some of the darker shading with the dark purple. Then I'm going to go ahead and add some darker shading with the darker purple, then I'm going to start to blend that up. After the outsole's done, then I'm going to work on the heel paneling and then the side paneling with all the triangles. And at that point I'm still like, okay, I really know how I'm going to do this, because if I go with the bigger size stencil, the problem with that is that A, it's really big, so I have to use up a lot more ink, and that also means it takes a lot more time. If I can make the stencil smaller, it saves me a lot more time, so that way I'm not wasting an hour's worth of work because this drawing has a lot of detail in it. So my solution to this was, okay, I have a red Sharpie, ultra fine point, so it has some pretty good contrast as compared to the original layer that I placed. So if I place this over, and you're gonna see like these triangles are not perfect, I just wanted to get them on there so that way it gives off the impression of the actual triangles that have the shading and the ridges. And then from here I'm thinking, okay, so afterward I'm gonna go ahead and start to add the background blending so that way you can get the overall shape of how this panel is going. And then hopefully through then the triangles will still pop up and we'll be good. Well, unfortunately that didn't happen. The layers that I went over on top of the red Sharpie markers that I already had started to bleed through. So the original red triangles that I just placed, A, didn't have enough contrast, and B, were being smudged. So now I have a problem where you can tell there are some triangles there, but it's definitely not defined and it's definitely not really looking too good. So I'm like, okay, I already placed a lot of layers on this section. I'm just gonna kind of let it sit. I want the ink to dry so that way when I come back, I can go ahead and start to fix it. Plus there were some of the other spaces surrounding it that I didn't have done, like the tongue and the laces. So I figured if I can bust those parts out, give it some more definition, it might make the overall shoe look better, so that way I can see what I need to work on for that side paneling. So I knew if I were to go over each one of those triangles again, I would probably lose my mind. And at this point I can't use that red ultrafine Sharpie anymore because it's just not going to be enough contrast for it to look like it's going to make sense. You see towards the center upper part of that paneling, I'm going over with the Sharpie markers again, but it's still not adding enough contrast to where it looks natural. So I'm thinking to myself now, I'm like, okay, so it's not getting enough contrast. I'm gonna have to accentuate the shades and the highlights. So I go on top with my highlighter, and then towards the middle pocket there where it gets really dark based on the outlining, I go ahead and I start to add some of the triangle details with a really thin micron marker. So what that does is it gives off the illusion like the triangles actually have some depth, even though in reality they don't. Now I'm sure if I would have spent another hour working on this, I probably would have gotten much better results, but like I said, the amount of time I take on a video, I want to keep under 50 minutes, so that way the rest of the video can go by pretty quickly and I can keep up with these daily videos. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this content, leave a like. Also leave a comment down below, let me know what sneaker you'd like to see me draw for tomorrow's video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.